Deeds sent out an email regarding the future of the university this morning.
And an animal in Arizona is causing quite the stir, but students at ISU are noticing their own furry friends. We'll have that and more coming up next.
Your campus, your community, your life. This is Bloomington Normal's one and only live newscast, TV 10 News.
Eastern Illinois University announced some upsetting news that has left people at other state schools with many questions. Good afternoon, I'm Megan Brysath.
And I'm Brendan McNulty. Of course, there are questions here on our campus at Illinois State University, so let's go to TV 10's Alyssa Ortiz. She's live right now at Hovey Hall to tell us more. Alyssa?
The lack of state budget is continuing to affect universities in Illinois. Eastern's President David Glassman announced on Tuesday that they will be laying off an estimated 200 non-instructional employees. I got the chance to talk to Chief of Staff Jay Groves this morning here at Hovey Hall, where he discussed whether or not ISU will be facing similar budget-related issues. Faculty cutbacks and layoffs is a hot topic among Illinois public universities. Fortunately, ISU is not worried just yet.
We are going to keep our commitment with the students, keep professors in the classroom, and keep our support staff here. We can say that now, and we can say that through the end of this academic year. Beyond that, we just don't know.
But Groves does have one worry if the state continues without a budget.
Illinois is already the second largest exporter of college students to other states. And this type of news, when families read this type of news, it cannot help the public universities in Illinois.
One student is optimistic that ISU is in good hands and won't face any large issues.
I put us as maybe the #1 state school here, even over University of Illinois. We have teachers here that are personable, it's a smaller program. We aren't just a number here at ISU.
President Dietz sent out an email this morning regarding these budget-related issues, but in it he did state although we have made a few cutbacks, ISU's debt is low. He also stated that we actually have better credit rating than the state of Illinois as a whole. I'm Alyssa Ortiz reporting for TV 10 News. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Alyssa. McLean County residents got a head start on voting for the Illinois primary election this morning. TV 10's Rashonda Coleman joins us in the studio with the story. Rashonda?
Bloomington residents are able to start voting for the March 15th primary election today. This first election cycle is to experience the new state mandate that requires early voting to start 40 days before election. Despite a few ballot objections, the Bloomington Government Center in downtown Bloomington opened its doors for early voters this morning. Once known as absentee voting, early voting allows for both mail-in and paper ballots. Officials across the state announced last week early voting might be delayed due to pending objections against presidential candidates. It was announced Monday early voting would start on time. According to Director of Elections Denise Cicero, early voting is open to anyone 18 and older who wants to participate.
No, actually, it used to be called absentee, and they changed that because it used to be you had to have an excuse to vote by absentee ballot, which was always through the mail. Absolutely. Now it's just called early voting, and then through the mail it's called vote by mail. So it's just kind of a change. The dates changed. We do it earlier now, but it's just basically still the same procedures. Anybody can early vote.
Although early voting may seem convenient, some residents believe that what matters most is casting that vote.
Well, I have not missed an election since. The point being, if this is my place to complain and praise both the government, and if I don't take this opportunity, I really have no business having an opinion.
You can find the voting schedule on the McLean County website. For TV 10 News, I'm Rashonda Coleman.
Thank you, Rashonda. Melody Glinowitz, the wife of Fox Lake police officer Charles Joseph Glinowitz, who staged a suicide and set off a massive manhunt back in September, pleaded not guilty in Lake County Court today on 2 counts of money laundering and 3 counts of dispersing charitable funds without authority for personal benefit or use. The money embezzled was from the Fox Lake Police Explorer Post, a program for teens who are interested in law enforcement careers. Prosecutors stated that money was used for more than 400 restaurants and a trip to Hawaii. If convicted, Melody Glinowitz faces up to 7 years in jail. Her next court appearance is set for February 26th.
State Senator Jason Bergman from Bloomington is sponsoring a new bill that would allow National Guard and Reserve veterans to have IDs with a veteran designation. The state of Illinois first began to issue licenses with a special designation for active duty members last year, and the bill would allow those in the reserves to be included in the benefits that the card offers.
A mosque in Bloomington has been planning an open house for the community to attend, but they did not expect the type of response they have received. Organizers had to stop taking reservations for the event due to the amount of people wanting to attend. The event, which is scheduled for Saturday, is overbooked by 100 people as of Wednesday. Currently, organizers are working on another open house date to allow members of the community and accommodate them all who wish to attend.
Connect Transit has announced a new change to an old program. Connect Transit and the Life Center for Independent Living have partnered up to improve Connect Mobility, a bus service that provides curb-to-curb service for people with disabilities. The Life Center will now be in charge of certifying riders with the hopes that Connect Transit will be able to reach more people in need of transportation.
Residents of Normal will be able to claim a plot in the town's community gardens when registration opens up next month. Starting March 16th, residents can register for plots ranging from 100 square feet to 400 square feet. The plots are located at Ironwood Park, and proof of residency, a state ID, driver's license, or tax bill are required upon registration.
The state of Illinois has released a statement about its new pilot program. The Illinois Department of Public Health announced that it has approved 4,400 patients for the state's medical marijuana program, with 400 approval letters sent in January alone. Officials say that there has been a steady pace of approvals despite doctors being reluctant to approve patients.
A local grocery co-op project could be in jeopardy if it does not raise $600,000 by the end of February. The Green Top Grocery Co-op would be located on East Washington Street and would be a 10,000 square foot full-service grocery store that would carry foods from local and independent farmers and producers. So far, more than 1,000 individuals who have interest in the program have produced $900,000. The project is expected to create a minimum investment of $2.4 million into a taxable property and revitalize a currently vacant lot.
ISU welcomed some furry friends onto campus in an attempt to help students relieve stress. TV 10's Sylvia Fox has the story.
Positively visit ISU's library a bit early this semester, helping students relax during their study breaks. They are here every first Wednesday and during finals week.
American Democracy Project is partnering with Health and Wellness to do the Positively Wellness, and so there are dogs in here in the library, and we're also promoting our Turbo Vote, which Illinois State University is partnering with Turbo Vote to make it a little bit easier for Illinois State students to vote, especially while they're at school.
We talked with the freshman, Shakira Williams. She feels that the dogs make her feel less homesick.
I think it'll help people that's like homesick and miss their dogs because it's another dog to play with. You just can't take it home.
Dogs bring so much joy to one's life. One volunteer brought her dog, Justice, to volunteer with her. Justice is 8 years old. She's had him for half of his life.
Justice is my dog. He's a pet dog. He's mine all the time. And we got together as a team and started volunteering with Lions.
Sarah, known as the Diva, and her crew bring so much excitement to ISU students. Reporting for TV 10, I'm Sylvia May.
Volunteers bring dogs onto campus the first Wednesday of every month. Coming up next, a man known for telling confidential secrets may find himself behind bars.
And Arizona has found themselves an unlikely new friend. All that coming up next.
A journalist known for telling the truth no matter what could be facing jail time.
And that tops our look at your world at the noon hour. Julian Assange, a founder of WikiLeaks, a website known for leaking confidential information, has called for his Swedish extradition to be dropped after a United Nations panel declared his 3.5-year asylum in Ecuador, the Ecuador embassy, to be an arbitrary detention. Assange says that if the UN does not drop the extradition, he will turn himself in, despite the reports saying the United Nations have ruled in favor of Julian Assange. The UN will not confirm their decision until tomorrow afternoon.
A student from Virginia Tech is expected in court this afternoon after being charged in the murder of a 13-year-old girl. 19-year-old Natalie Keepers is scheduled for a bond hearing after being charged for helping to dispose of a body and with being an accessory to the murder of Nicole Lovell. Fellow student David Eisenhower has also been arrested in connection to the case.
For the first time since 1963, a jaguar has been documented roaming around a mountain range in southern Arizona. According to the Center for Biological Diversity, the jaguar has been living in the area for about 3 years. He is only one of 4 to 5 jaguars spotted in the U.S. in the last 20 years. Jaguars used to be indigenous to the region, but were forced out due to hunting and habitat loss. All right, now I'm joined by Carly Gray, who's got the weather for us. So what can students expect today?
Well, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. There's tons of blue sky, birds are singing, and it is a little chilly though, which leads me to my big story for the day. So today it is sunny with temperatures of around 25, but it's definitely very cold and beautiful though because of the nice sun. It warms things up a little bit. The temperature is around 25 degrees, but unfortunately it feels a little bit like 15 because of the wind chill. It's sunny, and the winds are around 10 miles per hour. Moving on to our map, we have, as you can see, the temperatures are around 25 degrees, which is exactly what it is here right now. And if you look down at the East Coast, it has this warmer temperatures, which are steadily moving away because of a line of storms that are coming in. And if you look over here at the west, it's again cold, which we always expect. Moving on to our radar, as I said just a second ago, you can see these rainstorms are coming in along the East Coast, all the way from Florida, all the way up to Virginia, where they're going to expect a couple inches of rain in the next couple hours. And here we have our winds. As you can see, it's extremely windy. The westerlies are definitely taking its course as across our nation. You can see all the different spots and patches of extreme wind gusts. Looking at tonight, we have mostly clear weather, so you'll be able to see the moon, and it'll be about 22 degrees with winds at west-southwest 9 miles per hour. Looking at our 5-day forecast, we are going to be, it's going to be pretty nice, sunny, and just a little bit partly cloudy. Moving into the weekend, pretty comfortable temperatures. But then on Monday and Tuesday, it's going to get pretty cold, where Monday we can expect a dusting of less than 1 inch of snow. So that'll be exciting.
All right, well, thank you, Carly. I mean, I guess students will be a little cold today and tonight, but at least they can look forward to a little bit of a warm-up over the weekend before the snow gets here, huh?
That's true.
All right.
So.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right.
No budget in Springfield doesn't mean nothing is happening. We'll have an update for you in our segment on Your Money next.
And football players may be fumbling when it comes to something not on the field. Their money. We'll hear about that when we come back.
The state of Illinois still doesn't have a budget, but the governor is still making financial moves.
Governor Bruce Rauner has taken action that he says will help the state financially. We'll get the details in our report on Your Money. Isabella Rodriguez join us now live in the studio.
The governor used his executive powers Wednesday to establish a privately run economic development corporation that will work on attracting new business to Illinois. He's calling it the Illinois Business and Economic Development Corporation and says it will be funded privately with donors ready to chip in millions of dollars. The governor has always said Illinois should be run more like a business. Super Bowl 50 is this weekend, and there is a money football connection. SunTrust Bank is sponsoring an ad during the Super Bowl that will promote financial wellness. It encourages Americans to think and talk more about managing their money. Football players themselves don't have a good history with money. A survey last year found that 16% of NFL players drafted filed for bankruptcy within 12 years of leaving the NFL. And stocks saw a rapid comeback Wednesday afternoon due to a surge in oil prices and a decline in the U.S. dollar. Oil prices are now up 8% after a two-day slump that sparked concerns with the economy. I'm Isabella Rodriguez reporting on Your Money. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Isabella. Coming up in TV 10 Sports, it might be the off-season for a couple of ISU teams, but that doesn't mean they aren't ready to swing.
And in national news, the Chicago Bulls look to try to dethrone the Kings without Jimmy Butler.
With a two-game winning streak, the Titan men's basketball team looked to keep the train rolling through the Big Blue. TV 10's Sean Long has the story.
It was Stuff Your Face, Stuff the Duff Day at Duffy Bass Field. ISU gave away free hot dogs and coolers to the first few hundred students in order to try to fill the stadium with a record amount of attendees. Although
coming from an MVC player,
the Titans will have to bounce back quickly as they have North Central up next. And the Illinois State men's basketball team was looking to bounce back in Chicago last night against MVC foe Loyola. Mikhail McIntosh and the Redbirds imposed their will on the Ramblers, getting into the paint for some easy buckets. They shot a season-best 58% from the field. McIntosh led all scorers with 21 points. Deontay Hawkins chimed in with 14. The win puts the Redbirds at a four-way tie for second place in the Missouri Valley, and ISU will host conference leader Wichita State on Saturday night. Tip-off is set for 9. And football season may have just ended, but that doesn't mean that the Redbirds aren't busy preparing for the next one. Yesterday was National Signing Day, and 17 players were added to the Illinois State roster. Included in the recruiting class is the all-time leading rusher in the state of Illinois, James Robinson. In a press conference yesterday, head coach Brock Spack said he's confident in this year's group, and he thinks they bring a lot to the table. Out of the 17 players, 8 of them are from Illinois.
We'll always take care of home first, and then we'll expand to areas where we think we might have a connection or might have some possibilities to bring in good players. But our emphasis will always be Illinois.
The new recruits will be on campus in June. For returning members of the team, spring practice begins next month. And then in other off-season news around campus, second-year head coach Bo Durkak and the ISU baseball team were selected to finish in the middle of the Valley. Following last season's first-round exit in the conference tournament, the Redbirds have been pegged to finish in 6th place in the Valley. Jacob Hendren and Joe Kelch have been named to the MVC All-Preseason team. Missouri State was picked to take the conference. They edged out Dallas Baptist and Wichita State. The Redbirds open up the 2016 campaign at Belmont in a couple weeks, but their home opener is set for March 18th. And then the Chicago Bulls, they continued their longest road trip of the season last night in Sacramento against the Kings. However, the Bulls would be without their leading scorer, Jimmy Butler, who paved the way for the team all season, but he was out with a sore shoulder. So that means it was a team effort. You see E'Twaun Moore, he had a career high last night with 24 points. He got going early with a couple threes. Derrick Rose, he chimed in 29 and 9 assists, but it was Boogie Cousins who stole the show with this slam home over Taj Gibson, looking like a fool. But it was not enough as the Bulls held on to win 107-102. Here's DeMarcus Cousins with one last Hail Mary attempt, but the Bulls were able to hang on, and they try to advance their winning streak next week.
So Connor, Wichita is in the top 25 best in the country. How do you think we'll do on Saturday?
Well, I think they're not only one of the best teams in the country, but they're a team that's got a lot of experience, and they've been in the national tournament before. So I think this is going to be a very difficult situation for the Redbirds to be in, and I don't think they will fare too well on Saturday night.
Okay, thanks, Connor. Coming up next, with Super Bowl 50 around the corner, locals are starting to pregame.
And with a busy weekend ahead, stores are stocking up in preparation for kickoff. All that coming up next.
The Super Bowl is just a few days away, and local businesses and fans are getting prepared for the big game.
TV 10's Amelia Yarbrough has more on that story.
As the Super Bowl approaches, some businesses are staying quite busy and treating it like a holiday because of the boom in sales. Kroger grocery store has exactly what their customers are looking for.
Definitely chips and, of course, beers, snacks, soda. Those are the main features. And then also in Deli Bakery, a lot of party trays.
Grocery stores aren't the only people prepared for the football fans this weekend. The local bar pub, too, is as well. Business is steady for the bar even on Sundays, but they have some specials that will hopefully help their customers have a good Super Bowl Sunday.
This Sunday we'll have some promos, liquor companies coming in, giving away some free booze, hopefully keep the crowd entertained.
Although it is not the Chicago Bears heading to the Super Bowl as some would prefer, there has not been much talk about the Carolina Panthers either. It looks like some Bronco fans have made it to the Midwest.
I love Colorado. That's where I'm from.
As football fans prepare for Super Bowl 50 this Sunday, stores and bars are staying stocked with fans' favorites. Reporting for TV 10, I'm Amelia Yarbrough.
Thank you, Amelia. Well, now we're joined by Carly Gray. So, Carly, what can students expect heading into the weekend?
Well, this weekend's going to be pretty nice. I mean, it'll get almost to 50, but not quite, and the nights will be a little bit colder, but it's definitely good temperatures.
Sounds great. For Carly Gray, Megan Brysath, and Connor Boyd, I'm Brendan McNulty. Thank you for tuning in to TV 10 News today.